All right, Areno, you're looking at a Windows Server 2012 R2 computer, and I want to walk you through a little bit of review on getting PowerShell running and configured and set up a little bit the way we want to. And then I'm going to take you into discovering commands and getting help on those commands. Now then, as I've told you previously, in Windows Server we have this taskbar icon for Windows PowerShell. If you're on a Windows client system and you don't happen to have that icon on your taskbar, you can switch over to the Start screen or open the Start menu as you wish. Just start typing to do your quick search here, or your quick command search, whatever Microsoft calls it nowadays. And we see an entry here for PowerShell, another for the ISE. PowerShell x86 and ISE x86. Remember, those are the 32-bit versions that we will only run when we absolutely need to for backward compatibility. And then in the search list, you can right-click to pin PowerShell. I would suggest that you pin the main console, the 64-bit console, to your taskbar. I already have it pinned, so it says unpin. The other thing is make sure you're always running as an administrator, as previously discussed. If I right-click, I can get to the jump list and run the console as an administrator, open the ISE as an administrator. If you don't want to be bothered with that and you want to just click the shortcut icon itself and have it jump up as an administrator, on Windows Server it'll do that out of the box. But on a Windows client machine, say your Windows 8.1 machine, what you'll want to do is right-click the taskbar icon, right-click the shortcut icon, and select Properties. Note you could also run as administrator that way. With Windows, there's so With Windows, there's so many dadgum ways to do anything, right? But you'll go to Properties, and this brings up the properties of the shortcut. And on the shortcut page, actually, we go to Advanced, and make sure that Run as Administrator is ticked. And that will allow you to just simply click the icon and make sure that you are running as an administrator. And I'll demonstrate that for you right now by clicking the icon. You can tell you're an administrator in a default Windows PowerShell console session because it says, appropriately enough, administrator. That's really crucial. You're not even going to be able to update the help files unless and until you are an administrator. Now don't worry about this hello. You're not going to see that on your system. I've obviously customized my environment a little bit here. One thing I'll do, as long as it's not a shared system, is that I'll adjust the colors and fonts a little bit. So we'll go up to the control box, down to Properties. And first let's go to Font. I like Consolus. You can choose Consolus, Lucinda Console, or raster font. Stay away from raster. I like Consolus because it makes it really easy to differentiate your characters. Sometimes in PowerShell you'll run into some characters that may otherwise be difficult to differentiate. For instance, you've got the grave accent, you've got the single quote, and the double quote. Consolus makes it pretty clear which is which, and they have specific meanings, so it's not necessarily trivia. The other thing that I strongly suggest you do at the outset in your PowerShell console is, again, to open up the Properties and go to the Layout tab. And you want to set your screen buffer width to the same value as the Windows size width. If those values aren't the same, you're going to wind up with a horizontal scroll bar, and you're going to have problems with text running off the visible screen. It just makes for a really uncomfortable experience. So as long as you have the buffer, which is the in-memory, the characters that are being kept in memory as you type, set to the same as the actual window size, which is the border, the radius, horizontal radius of the window, you will not see a horizontal scroll bar, and you can rest assured that your text will flow much nicer or more nicely, whatever the correct language is for that. I think you know where I'm going at any rate. All right, Areno, having done that, well, what can we do? Well, we can update help. Like I said, it's just as easy as running the commandlet and pressing enter. You're going to need an internet connection to do this, of course. There may or may not be a pause. This particular machine we're on right now was not connected to the internet for a while. and I just recently reactivated its network card. There we go. So we see this, I think, green banner that is used by default in PowerShell to display progress information. And so it's buzzing through all of the modules that are available on my system and looking for changes. And if any changes are present up on the Microsoft server, it's bringing them down to the local system. Now, we're not updating the actual commandlets here. All we're updating are the help files for those commandlets. You got it? That's an important distinction. Now, like I previously said, update help, you can keep running it, but it's only actually going to do a check every 24 hours unless you add the force parameter to it.